How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Magnet second night. If you haven't seen the first night, I'll have a link in the card, I guess now. It's going to go over that way. But yeah, the Magnet's actually a really cool visual novel, point-and-click adventure game. I really liked the first night, and the developer reached out and let me know that the second night came out. Let's click the start. And it looks like we have a new friend. What happened to Anna, it said. Huh. So as always, I'd like to check out the options in these games just to see what's going on. Music and sound effects on. That sounds like a great thing to keep on, so we'll leave those there. I like the little art in the background, pretty neat. Click anywhere on the screen to advance story, click on the icon on the upper right to skip to the next menu. Last time on Teddy is a young girl who finds herself stuck in a world full of monsters only known as the Horrors. These monsters hunt during the day but are somewhat docile at night. She comes across a smelly hiding place and takes refuge during the day. While there, she notices that someone lived here at one point. After going to sleep for the day, Teddy is woken by the sound of a horror outside. The thing very nearly catches her, but a noise just outside the hiding spot grabs his attention as Teddy is saved. Terrified, Teddy decides to sleep in one of the two rooms that she found inside the hiding spot. Which one did she choose? Oh, so there's the messy room and the stinky room. I chose the messy room because I figured you could block the door. This is where the story starts as Teddy embarks on her second night in the hiding spot. Second night. Yeah, that's right. There was someone shining a light towards the horror as it was out the window, so we were able to see that. And we were able to survive that way. An ache in her hip wakes Teddy up. She's sitting uncomfortably on top of an old washing machine using a dirty blanket as a pillow. She should have been okay with sleeping in uncomfortable places by now, since she's been on the road for a while. For whatever reason, however, she never got completely used to it. Teddy straightens herself up, trying to rub the sleepiness out of her eyes to no effect. Groggy, she gets to her feet. Every muscle is protesting against the move, but she ignores it. Taking her time, she grabs her backpack and starts to leave. It feels too light. She must be running low on supplies. Alright, so then this is that room. But there's a bunch of supplies over here, remember. That we didn't really even touch. Okay, or just that, yeah. I can't grab any of that stuff? Got it. They actually opened this up a lot more. Last time I played, it was, the camera didn't move at all. Hey, there's a switch still. Teddy opens the cabinet once more, hoping she will find something in there tonight that she didn't find yesterday. Nope. Nope, still useless. Teddy absentmindedly considers taking the gaming console. Maybe she could find some batteries for it somewhere. She picks it up, checking out to only find that this is a rechargeable kind. No batteries needed here. She tosses it back into the cabinet, hearing the screen crack as it hits the back wall of the thing. She can't help but be disappointed. It would have been great to return to something fun, if even for a second. The clothing. Teddy looks at the laundry, which has been hanging there for God knows how long. Maybe some of this could be useful. Teddy considers it for a moment. Taking a shirt or something wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Nah, probably shouldn't. The added clothing would just add weight to her backpack. To be honest, the one thing that's not hard to get hold of after the world went to hell is clothing. Teddy vaguely remembers a time where it mattered what you wore, but now the whole thing seems ridiculous. Why do we need all these clothes? You know, before... The silence that follows the question lets Teddy know that this, as with most questions in her life, will never be answered. Right, and then I think there's also a couch here. Home sweet home. Teddy stares at the bed once more, willing it to give up its secrets. Who lived here? The question lingers in the air, frustratingly unanswered. Teddy knows that she'll probably never get to know who the previous owner of this place was, and it annoys her. Still, she's quietly happy that the person didn't return while she was here. He, or she, Teddy realizes, probably wouldn't have been too happy with Teddy invading their space. Actually, I think that's about it. I don't see any more pink air. Ooh, okay, we got something over there, actually. Dresser. Oh, we already opened that one up. Go away. I just cracked the screen again. Alright. Oh, come on. So, there's the barrel, which I don't think... Yeah. She stares absentmindedly at the oil drum, trying to kill some time. For some reason, the prospect of leaving it is filling her chest with a familiar, tight feeling. It could have been the sight of the horror that day prior that is doing it. Or maybe the fact that she has no idea where she's going next. Whatever it is, she does not like this feeling, but knows that she'll have to move on. And also, I'm kind of blocking the subtitles a little bit, so I'm just going to pop my face over that way. Let's see, anything else? Oh. She's having a hard time getting herself together enough to move on. So many things are hard like that. When the weight of everything seems too heavy to carry and just standing up feels like an overwhelming feat, Teddy tries hard not to spiral. Not to think about all the places she'll never see again, all the places she can't go back to, all the things she has lost. The moment threatens to bury her alive, but she lets it. Standing there, staring by the door, everything suddenly feels too big to deal with. You need leave. She tells herself this over and over again, trying to will her legs in submission, but nothing happens. You need to leave. Her tone is harder now, more firm, but nothing's happening. The grief and sadness have a hold of her now, and it seems that there's nothing she can do. She stares at the door in front of her, trying to make her mind go blank. A blank mind is her final defense when the despair takes over. Teddy prefers nothingness to sadness. The nothing helps her stay alive. Okay. The flash came so fast that Teddy was unsure if she saw it at all. If it wasn't for the afterglow etched into her retina, she wouldn't have believed that she saw anything at all. Teddy shakes her head and refocuses on the door. Whatever that was, it brought her away from herself. She stands up a bit more straight, trying to hone in on what she just saw, but whatever it was, it's gone now. Teddy shakes her head again, clearing of the cobwebs. She's been standing here for long enough. This can't go on. She takes a couple of steps forward, trying and failing at keeping her thoughts at bay. She's just about to move when it happens again. The light is back. It's only there for a second, but that's enough. That's long enough for Teddy to know that she didn't make it up. The light really is there. Teddy takes a couple of steps closer to the door. Whoever's making that happen out there somewhere, but she can barely see in the darkness. Teddy ducks down and crawls the rest of the way over to the door. Making sure to be as quiet as she can, she squats by the door so that her body is just below the window. You wouldn't be able to see her if you were looking in from the outside. She peers out and her heart sinks. The horror is standing in the middle of the street just beyond the door. It is just standing in the dark, staring at the building, its large, unseeing eyes barely visible in the darkness. It seems to Teddy that it is staring right at her, but she knows better. They can't see in the dark. They can only wait for the light to reappear. The flashes confuse Teddy because clearly this didn't come from it, so where did they come from? Have they figured out how to conjure light where there is none? That could mean true death. Teddy is starting to spiral once more when she sees the light again, coming from somewhere beyond the horror. It shines like a beacon in the blackness and is gone almost as soon as it happened. It takes Teddy a second to get used to the darkness again, but when she does, she notices there is a shape just beyond the horror. It looks smaller than normal, but clearly there, contrasted against the black night. The person once again flashed the light, and this time the horror seems to take notice. It starts turning slowly in the direction of the visitor. Teddy freezes. She doesn't know this person, but she feels compelled to help. Still, the visitor could be dangerous, and it is a high-risk take. If the horror knows it's Teddy, then she is definitely dead. Teddy stalls, and all the while the horror starts to move slowly towards the visitor. Distract the horror, or attack the horror, or do nothing. We're going to distract the horror. I feel like we could probably get it away and then sneak around. Teddy stares out into the darkness. She can barely see the visitor at all. There's a small square just outside the door, encased in walls covered in graffiti with only one way in or out. Why don't you just run away? What is stopping you? Teddy is addressing the visitor who, as if in response, starts flashing her light on and off again, this time much faster, as if saying, "Come on, help me out." Are you stuck out there? The person out there must be scared. Teddy herself is terrified, and she is inside, which seems only a little bit safer. She realizes that she has to do something. She has to help out. If she leaves this person to die, then she might as well have killed them herself. Okay, Teddy, you can do this. You have to do this. She starts looking around. It seems impossible that a room filled with as much crap as this would have nothing to help her in this situation. Teddy knows that time is ticking, as the horror is inching ever closer to the visitor. Come on. Teddy gets up and starts roaming the room, frantically searching for something, anything. When she finally spots a shelf filled with cups and with dirty glass jars, she almost whoops. Scooping up into her arms, she carries as many as she can to the door. This could do it. This could make enough noise. When she returns to the door, she is blinded by the flickering light, which has become frantic as the horror is almost upon the visitor. Teddy picks up a jar and tosses it out of the door, where it traces an arc against the starless sky, before landing somewhere in the darkness with a satisfying crash. I think this is supposed to be what it says. Teddy watches the horror intently as it stops mere feet away from the visitor, staring in the direction of the broken jar. Teddy quickly takes another jar and tosses it out into the darkness, not bothering to aim. It, too, causes a satisfying crash as it makes impact with the ground. The horror hisses and turns in the direction of this new sound. It's working. Teddy picks up another, throws that one, and then another, until it's raining jars out there. The horror is suitably confused by the sounds as it starts darting from one broken jar to the next. In the confusion, Teddy can see the visitor darting from their spot in the square and running to the hideout. It is a good thing that the visitor is quick on their feet, because Teddy runs out of jars much before she wanted to, as quickly as the barrage of broken glass. Okay. So the developer, you gotta make sure the words all fit on the screen. Typos are one thing, but not actually having the words there, so I just end up stopping mid-sentence, is a problem. Teddy waves the visitor forward, urging them to come back in, and as they get closer, she's somewhat taken aback. Coming towards her at an alarming pace is a small girl wearing a bunny costume. Was this Louise from Bob's Burgers? Teddy would have sworn that she was seeing things if she wasn't so stressed out. The girl runs straight past Teddy when she reaches the hideout and into the safety of the darkness within. Teddy just makes the yell after her when she hears an angry hiss from outside. Teddy looks out and sees that the horror has stopped chasing the broken glass and has now settled into a slow pace as it walks around the square, hissing every few feet. Okay, time to leave. If Teddy has any chance of surviving, then she'll have to get out of here and fast. Teddy does not want to know what an angry horror would do to her if it got her. She slinks away, following the little girl. Wait, so we're staying in the hideout, though? I thought the entire point was we're leaving. Alright. Yeah, so my only concern really is the fact that there are some issues with the words not appearing fully. Okay, we're looking for the girl. Is she in here? Teddy opens the door to the messy room, hoping that the little girl is hiding in there. She must be scared. Teddy feels bad she doesn't know her name or anything about her. Well, that isn't entirely true. She knows that the girl is dressed like a bunny, which is odd. In fact, it may be one of the wildest things that Teddy has seen in a while, and she's seen some messed up stuff while on the road. Teddy peeks in the empty room, into the messy room, but it's empty. She's not in here. Well, better keep looking. I guess we are looking for the little girl. I feel like there's more stuff that I'm clipping through than last time too. I don't remember actually like walking through everything here. This door? I don't remember seeing this door. Teddy walks over to the door, which must have been covered by debris just a couple minutes ago. Okay, so it is new. How did I not notice this yesterday? The question hangs unanswered in the air, taunting her. She's usually more careful than this, sure to check every nook and cranny of any place she's staying, but this slipped right past her. God damn it, Teddy. She hisses at herself. This is a bad oversight. Someone could have been in there, and it could be another way out, or more crucially, another way in from one of the horrors. The only thing comforting her in this moment is that this must be where the visitor went, so it can't be too bad in there. Teddy opens the door, hoping beyond hope that nothing crazy is in there. Can I read the notes? There's a lot of creepy drawings. Yeah, this looks like it could be crazy a little bit. The sight of the desk takes Teddy aback. It, like the rest of this place, is a mess, but for the first time there seems to be a reason to the madness. Books have been scattered all over the place, and there are drawings and notes laying hither-dither around the table. Teddy forgets about the girl for a moment as she walks over to the table. Who lived here? She poses the question to no one and gets the silent reply that she was expecting. Still, this person was organized. Pushing the papers around, she finds notes labeled sleeping patterns and movement, plus some truly bizarre art. Wait, what is this? It certainly isn't a drawing of a horror. They look nothing like this, so Teddy cannot for the life of her guess what this is. Still, there's something mesmerizing with these drawings, even if they are off-putting. Teddy sighs and puts down the drawing. There's a girl to find, and Teddy does not have time for this kind of thing right now. That's actually kind of interesting. I was thinking maybe it was our mask, but it doesn't look anything like our mask. It is just weird. Oh, there you go. Found a little girl. Oh, I guess we'll click on her. Teddy walks over to the girl, who's sitting on the corner hugging her knees. She looks terrified still, even though she made it inside. Teddy tries as best she can to not make any noise when she approaches. She doesn't want to startle this girl. Teddy's reminded of how she was when the horrors first came, all alone and scared. She can't help but feel bad for this girl. Hi? The girl looks up with tears in her eyes. Before Teddy can realize what is happening, the girl has lunged at her, throwing her arms around Teddy in a big hug. Teddy is taken aback immediately. Awkwardly, Teddy puts her arms around the girl, feeling very self-conscious about this whole situation. They stand there for a moment in silence before Teddy finally breaks the hug, uncomfortable with the whole exchange. The girl slips away, all of a sudden shy. Are you okay? The girl doesn't answer, just stares at the floor, too nervous to say anything. Did you get separated from someone? Is someone looking for you? The girl still refuses to look at Teddy, but tears have started to well up in her eyes once more. Teddy doesn't know how to react to this. She's never been good with tears, even before the world went to hell. Where's your mom and dad? The words escape Teddy in a panic, and the girl finally looks up. I miss my mom. The simple phrase hits Teddy like a sledgehammer. She remembers that feeling when she was on her own at first. It takes a moment for Teddy to get herself together. What's your name? A? B? B. Arthur. Duh. B. It's short for Beatrice. Okay, Teddy thinks. So far, so good. B's voice is small and squeaky. It makes Teddy think of the sound a bunny might make. That could also be because of the outfit, though. If Teddy guessed, Teddy would have suggested that B is 9, maybe 10. She looks very frail as she stands there, pressed against the wall. What is your name? What is your name? Teddy clams up. This should be a simple question, but she doesn't like for people to get too close. Connection to other people is a weakness in this world. Teddy knows this better than most. Even sharing her name is a struggle. They stand there for a beat, sharing awkward silence. Did you hear me? Teddy looks down at the floor, unexpectedly self-conscious. Tell her or avoid the question. I mean, she did kind of give us her name, so I guess we should just tell her. Teddy. You can call me Teddy. Okay. B stands in silence, digesting the name, and then she suddenly brightens up. Oh, I get it. Because of the mask. It's like a teddy bear. But what is your actual name like, for real? Teddy does not like this line as questioning. It's just Teddy, okay? Just Teddy. Oh, okay. B looks at Teddy intently, as if studying her. Isn't it hard to see through that thing? It's fine. But your eyes are all covered, right? Plus, that thing cannot be comfortable. Are you like super burned or something? Are you hiding like a huge nose under there? Or maybe you don't have a nose at all. Maybe you can't see. Is that it? Are your eyes missing? B looks unexpectedly excited at the prospect of a serious injury. She has a sparkle in her eye that Teddy can't quite figure out. It's like the scared girl Teddy saw just a moment ago is gone, but only for a brief moment. How many fingers am I holding up? B holds up 4 fingers. Nothing happens for a second, but B's expectant smile grows ever wider. 4, okay? You're holding up 4 fingers and my eyes are fine. For that matter, so is my nose. So can you drop it? Okay, sorry. Suddenly the little scared girl is back and Teddy feels bad. She didn't mean to go off on this kid. Are you alone? B looks at the floor. I was with my mommy and daddy, but we got separated. Teddy can't help but notice that B suddenly sounds a lot younger. How did it happen? B looks up, tears in her eyes again. We were just going through this area and then we stopped for the day in an old warehouse. And then there was one of those horrors out there. And my mommy distracted by waving her arms and my daddy was yelling. And I didn't know what to do, so my daddy told me to run, and so I did, and I ran really far and I ended up out there and... B's voice catches on a hiccup or a sob and she stops talking. Teddy looks at the little girl, wondering what she has been through. It can't be easy being that young in this new world. Looking at B, Teddy, why did I think Arthur? Wow. Teddy feels a rush of sympathy. This girl doesn't have anyone. She must be tired and hungry. Come on, B. Let's get you some food and find somewhere to sleep. It's been a rough night. B looks up, a smile stretching over her lips. Yeah, let's find somewhere to sleep. Oh, have I got a place for you? You like sleeping in dishwashers? Because I got a dishwasher for you. Let's go. We're going all the way back. We ain't sleeping on the couch. No, sirree, no way. We're going right to the messy room. B runs ahead of Teddy and looks in the messy room, clearly fascinated by it. Wow, what's all this? Teddy walks over and looks into the room. Crap, mostly. But there's so much of it. Yeah, I know. But I haven't had time to go through it all yet. Teddy says this, somewhat embarrassed. Her entire routine has been thrown out of whack by this place. She shouldn't be here anymore. She shouldn't have left a while ago. She certainly shouldn't be hanging out with this kid. B picks up a wooden hanger off the floor. Hey, Teddy, what's this? Teddy looks at B incredulously, who is holding the hanger up to Teddy. It takes Teddy a moment to realize that this girl probably grew up mostly in this new world. She has no idea of the way things used to be. It's for clothes. People used to use them for their closets. B looks at Teddy quizzically. Like cabinets for clothes. B inspects the hanger. Wow, really? Why didn't people just put stuff in a backpack? Seems so much more practical. Teddy can't help but agree as she turns away from the messy room with B in tow. Oh, we can't sleep in the messy room? Alrighty. Well, I guess we are going to try to find... Oh, okay. Teddy walks over to the clothing, looking at it. That bunny costume can't be the most practical thing for B to wear. Maybe there's something in there we should put on. Hey, B, come over here. B, who is looking at an old coffee mug that has been stashed in one of the corners, lumbers over. What is it? Do you want any of this? I mean, that costume can't be practical. B takes the shirt and holds it to her nose. She makes a face and lets go of it, as if electrocuted by the thing. It really stinks. Yeah, everything does. But it might be more practical than what you have on. B looks down at her costume, nonplussed. Nah, this is pretty good. She pulls the costume away from her stomach as if to prove how roomy it is. You sure? Then he holds up a pair of jeans. We could wash these, and you might also have something to grow into. B wrinkles her nose with the offer. I'm gonna stick with what I have on. Thanks. Suit yourself. With that, B turns around and heads back to the mug. Alright, I guess we're gonna get her on the take her to the couch. Seems like the thing. Teddy approaches the bed with B following close behind her. Is that your bed? Teddy looks at B, wondering what exactly is going through her mind. She could have sworn that they had been over this. No, it's not. This is not my place. I don't live here. You don't... So you don't know whose bed this is? No, I don't. Too bad. I really want to know why it smells so bad in here. I didn't want to say nothing in case, you know, it was you or something. Teddy smiles under the mask. This is oddly considerate. No, I don't know where that smell's coming from. I was actually going to leave when I found you. Really? But then, what about yesterday? Teddy looks at B confused. What about yesterday? When you were at the door. When that thing went over to the door and, like, you were there. You saw that? Teddy is genuinely shocked that B saw that. How long has this girl been following her? Do you think it was weird that I just, like, hauled ass? In all honesty, Teddy completely forgot about that in the wake of everything that had happened. That was you? Yeah. You were in danger, so I just... B trails off, seemingly embarrassed to say anything more. Teddy stands there, unsure of what to say. This little girl could very well have saved her life. How do you thank someone for something like that? The two of them stand there in awkward silence for a little while, neither of them saying anything. Teddy? I'm sleepy. Huh? Teddy's so wrapped up in thought that the words barely register. Sleepy. Do you think it's okay if we go to sleep here? Teddy looks at the bed. Now that she thinks about it, she's sleepy too. A lot has happened and all this has been exhausting. Alright, let's go to sleep. Yeah, I'm also kind of tired. Let's call it a night. A bright smile creeps across B's face. B. Something about it makes Teddy a bit on edge. Great. You can have the bed. I'll just sleep on the floor. Are you sure? I insist. Noon. A scratching sound wakes Teddy up, still. Right, a scratching sound wakes Teddy up. Still, she lies there for a second, not wanting to get up. She hasn't been comfortable in a while, and then the ordeal from last night is still swirling around her head. With her head still resting firmly on a pillow made from a dirty blanket, she reasons that if something was wrong, then B would have alerted her. Teddy doesn't know why, but she really trusts that little girl. Something about her just seems very genuine to Teddy. Teddy perks up a bit when she hears that scratching again, this time a bit closer to her head. Teddy groans and turns over, rolling onto something soft and squirmy. Ow! You bitch! Teddy's eyes shoot open to see B standing over her with Teddy's backpack in one hand and the other trapped underneath Teddy. What the? It's all that Teddy can get out before B leaps to her feet, tossing the backpack and withdrawing her hand from underneath Teddy. Teddy just has time to see her bound off in the darkness before she's on her feet herself and after the girl. Oh! Duh, B is a jerk! Teddy picks up the backpack as she gets up. It feels light, way too light. Oh, B, you are not B. Arthur. B. Arthur is a saint compared to you. And she did the Star Wars Christmas special. Where'd she go? She bound off in the darkness, I thought. Wouldn't that be that area? I guess not. Alright. So, let's go. And I guess we're going to chase after her? She go into the messy room? I don't think she went into the messy room. No, she didn't go in the messy room. Did she leave the building? Oh, there she is. Teddy finds B crouching by the door, looking intently out into the square. There you are. What has... B fixes Teddy with a hard stare and puts her finger to her lips. She's holding a canvas bag with one hand and the other to her mouth in a be quiet gesture. Or be quiet. Teddy, thoroughly confused, crouches down and walks over to Bee. You see this shit? Teddy does in fact see the shit. Outside, standing at the entrance to the square, Teddy can make out two horrors standing close to one another. Her heart sinks. Fucking fuck me in the face. Okay. The hiss that escapes Bee is barely audible, but it takes Teddy by surprise. What happened to the innocent girl from last night? Bee seems so much more... Teddy can't put her finger on it. I'd have been out here if it wasn't for that. Bee gestures to the horrors outside. The remark confuses Teddy for a second. Was Bee trying to rob her? Yes! Genius! Oh, fuck it. Bee gets up and pulls out the door, slinging the canvas bag over her shoulder. Teddy finally realizes what is happening. The little bitch was conning her. She was never an innocent little girl. Bee is already halfway across the square with all Teddy's stuff as this dawns on her. The girl is remarkably light on her feet. The horrors do not seem to notice her at all. Run after her, don't scream. Oh, fuck no. With that, Teddy sets off after the girl, who's already halfway across the square. Teddy has a hard time catching up to the girl, who is honestly faster than Teddy anticipated. Still, Teddy is both bigger and stronger, so she starts gaining on the girl before long. To her immense pleasure, she notices Bee starting to look over her shoulder as she's running. Look out! Teddy only just gets the word out as Bee approaches the horrors. Bee was so preoccupied with only being followed by Teddy that she didn't look in front of her, and only barely misses crashing into one of the horrors. Bee swerves dangerously and loses her balance, tumbling to the ground next to one of the horrors. Teddy watches on in terrified anticipation as the horrors close to the child starts to reach down towards its newest target. Bee is laying spread eagle on the ground, canvas bag in one hand and face a mask of terror, unmoving as the monster slowly descends upon her. Teddy, still running, reaches Bee just in time to grab the bag and give it a hard yank. Bee, who is still holding on for dear life, is dragged just out of reach of the horror, which lets out a disappointed hiss. Get up! Teddy practically spits the words at Bee, who's still laying motionless, staring at the creature who almost took her life. The horrors have taken note of both of them and are advancing slowly. Get up now! The scream does the trick as Bee finally snaps to attention. She bolts upright, slings the bag over her shoulder, and runs for the hideout, not even bothering to look at Teddy. She didn't have to, though, since Teddy's right behind her. Bee quickly reaches the hideout again and just keeps running. Teddy, on the other hand, stops once back inside and looks behind her. Horrors are walking around the square, desperately trying to find the two of them. Teddy leans against the wall, exhausted. What just happened? Teddy's head is reeling. Oh yeah, the little bitch was trying to steal from me. Alright, so we have a backpack back, it looks like. So I'm guessing we are going to go choke out Bee, probably? Maybe? Probably not. Probably just be like, give her a stern warning. Teddy finds Bee sitting next to all the stuff that was once in Teddy's backpack. Oh, there you are. Teddy looks at the pile of stuff at Bee's feet. It's all her stuff. Teddy can feel her face getting red under the mask as she stares at this increasingly infuriating kid. Bee, on the other hand, does not seem bothered in the slightest. Teddy walks over, trying to keep in mind that she's dealing with a child. Could you give me back my stuff? Blow it out of your ass. Teddy clenches their fist. She's running out of patience with this kid. I'm being nice here, so would you please give me back my stuff? Bee sits there for a second, turning over a can of beans in her hand, as if studying it. How old do you think I am? Bee says this, seemingly addressing the beans. Teddy looks her over once again. She honestly doesn't know anymore. She guessed 9, maybe 10 earlier, but now... I don't know, maybe 10? Heh, shows what you know. How old are you? I don't know, like 14, I think? Teddy's taken aback. How could she have been so far off? Okay. I know, I look like super young, I know. Bee is still holding the beans, turning the can over every which way, seemingly entranced by it. Plus, the costume helps people think, you know, that I'm a kid. Teddy just stands there in stunned silence, not knowing how to react to this. But your parents? Why were you trying to rob me if your parents are out there? They must have some food. Bee tears her eyes away from the beans and looks Teddy square in the face. God, you're dumb. Teddy starts grinding her teeth, her patience is hanging by a thread. The only thing holding her back is curiosity. I don't have any parents. I mean, like, I did, but... Bee trails off, a note of real melancholy in her voice. Or maybe that is another trick. Teddy can't tell anymore. All she knows is that her hatred for this obnoxious kid is growing with each second. While Teddy is stewing, Bee's eyes have once again gone back to the can of beans. You shouldn't have followed me, by the way. The abrupt change in the subject catches Teddy off guard. You're gonna steal my stuff! Yeah, but you should have just let me go. That's what people always do. You've done this before? Bee sits in silence for a second, staring at nothing in particular. Anyway, thanks for saving me. Bee says this almost absent-mindedly as she starts rifling through Teddy's stuff once more. But now I'm stuck here, but, I guess so are you. Teddy can't help but acknowledge the truth in this statement. They're both stuck in this weird building together, at least for the time being. Like Teddy saw, both horrors had stationed themselves by the door. Yeah? And whose fault is that? Yours? Bee fixes Teddy with another hard stare, clearly meant to threaten her, but Teddy just stares back. After a moment of this, Bee breaks the eye contact as if bored. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm taking this. Bee holds up the can of beans. The hell you are? Teddy lunges at the girl, but Bee is too fast and takes off. Teddy speeds off after her, but she has nothing on the girl, who's fast as a bullet. Bee manages to make her way to the new room and slams the door, locking it before Teddy can do anything. Teddy stops by the door, panting. There's a moment of silence, as it occurs to Teddy that the girl is utterly insane. But also, she's stuck in there. She won't be able to get out. Not now. Teddy stands there for a moment before she starts walking over to where Bee dumped her stuff. She figures that the kid will stay in there for the rest of the day. She walks over and scoops all her stuff into a backpack, taking no care to be gentle. It's been a hard day. Hey, do you have a can opener? Bee's voice is muffled through the door, but Teddy smiles all the same. At least this little nightmare will have to get any of her food. You can still open a can without a can opener. It's hard, but you can do it. Teddy looks around the smelly room. She hates it here, but the bed is right by the door. She settles in for the rest of the day, hoping to God there won't be any surprises. Third night. So that's... Oh, it's gonna do this. Teddy wakes up just as dusk is settling. The smell of seeps into her clothes and everything reeks around her. Looking over, she can tell that the door is still locked. God, Bee is still in there? Teddy reflects on the events of last night. It is incredible to see to her that she has been here for 2 nights, seeing it as so much has already happened. She gets up, hoping beyond hope that she can finally leave this place tonight. Bonus points we should leave before Bee knows she is gone. It'd be great to not have to deal with that nightmare child for another second. Teddy catches herself in the thought. She's not a child, she's like 14 years old. It's hard for Teddy to reconcile the fact that Bee is 14, not only with her look, but with how she behaves. Still, better to be out of here before Bee notices. However old she is, she won't be Teddy's problem much longer. Teddy picks up her backpack and casually saunters over to the door, ready to leave. The prospect of leaving the stinky hellscape of a building has her so elated that she has 1 foot out the door before she notices the horrors, plural. Teddy ducks back inside quickly, suddenly terrified. They seem to have multiplied during the day. Where there were 2 last time she checked, there are now 4 standing at various points along the square, each staring at the hideout with their large, unseeing eyes. Getting past one of them would have been hard enough. 2, almost impossible, but 4? Teddy can't fathom how she's going to tackle this situation. This can't be happening. Can it? The voice, deep and husky, was coming from just behind her. Teddy spins around, her heart pounding against her ribs. The figure of a man is towering over her menacingly. Tell me again, why can't this be happening? To be continued. Okay, so, alright. Issue I ran into. The text doesn't only fit the box. A lot of typos, like a lot more than were in the last game. I feel like this game may have been done well with a little bit of, few more days of bug testing before releasing it, but I still liked it. I liked the characters. I was shocked that Bee was portrayed as like that, but that was pretty cool. I like that actual aspect. The fact that she grew up with the horrors and everything like that, so she understands kind of like what's needed to survive. I mean, I'm figuring if Teddy thinks that she's 10 and she grew up with the horrors, she at the earliest, that means that the horrors happened around when she was 4, which is way too early for like her to understand what the world was before then. Still, I feel maybe she'll have like some idea of like, oh yeah, I used to play with kids and there was Paw Patrol and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm actually interested in seeing who this man is too. I think that's pretty cool. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And make sure you are subscribed to get updates on new content or go live while live streaming. And as always, have a great day. Remember to burn bright. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.